They couldn't break you. They tried. Oh, how they tried. With every word, every glance, every attempt to crush your spirit, they thought they could shatter you into pieces, hoping you'd crumble, disappear, or beg for mercy. But here you are, standing tall, bruised, battered, and scarred, but still breathing, still fighting, still defying their attempts to silence you. The world has seen you on your knees, perhaps. They've seen your tears fall, your shoulders shake under the weight of everything they've thrown at you. But what they didn't see was the fire inside you, the relentless force that could not be extinguished, even in your darkest moments. It all started so innocently, so seemingly small. They thought you were weak because you didn't wear your strength on your sleeve. They didn't know the quiet warrior that you were. Every time they tried to break you, every time they laughed at your dreams, belittled your efforts, and undermined your worth, they underestimated the power inside you. The world saw you as an underdog, someone with nothing to offer, someone who would never rise above their expectations. And they were wrong. You've been pushed to the edge, haven't you? You've stood at the precipice, peering down into the abyss, wondering if it was time to give up. How many times did you ask yourself, what if I'm not strong enough? How many moments did you let the doubts creep in, telling you that maybe, just maybe, they were right, that maybe you were too broken to ever heal? But even in those moments, even when the weight of the world was pressing against your chest, you refused to fall. You didn't give in. You didn't collapse. And that's the difference between you and them. They thought they could break you, but they didn't realize the truth. You were never meant to be fragile. You were forged in the fire. Every failure, every betrayal, every loss, it was all part of the process. They thought they could define your limits, tell you how far you could go, how much you could endure. But you've always known better. The things they called weaknesses were your greatest strengths. Every time they pushed you down, you got back up stronger, sharper, and more determined. They've never understood the depth of your spirit. They've never seen the quiet rage burning behind your calm demeanor. They saw your silence as weakness, but they didn't realize that your silence was the eye of the storm, the calm before the fury. Every word they spoke, every attack they made was just another brick in the wall they tried to build around you. But you have always been the architect of your own destiny. And no matter how many bricks they laid, no matter how high the wall, you've always known how to break free. So here you are, standing on the edge once more, but this time it's different. This time, you're not afraid. This time, you see the world for what it really is. You understand that everything that's happened, the pain, the hurt, the struggle, it's all led you to this point. You are no longer the victim. You are the force that can't be stopped. You have risen from the ashes. You have transformed. There's a power in you that they'll never understand, a quiet strength, a resilience that can't be broken. You may have felt small, insignificant, lost in the noise of the world around you, but now you know your worth. You've walked through the fire, and now you're emerging unscathed, more powerful than you ever imagined. They thought they could break you. They thought they could crush your spirit, but they were wrong. You're not broken. You are whole. You are ready. And now, as you stand tall in the face of everything that has tried to destroy you, you realize something incredible. You have the power to break them. Because they underestimated you, they saw your strength as weakness, your silence as submission, and your resilience as a sign that you were merely enduring. But endurance is not weakness. Endurance is strength. You have been gathering power with every challenge, every insult, every failure. They didn't break you. They made you stronger. And now they will see the consequence of their mistake. This is your moment. This is your time to rise. And when they look at you now, they will realize the truth. They couldn't break you, but now they will be broken. In the quiet of the night, with the weight of the world pressing down on your shoulders, you can't help but wonder if it's all worth it. The days blur together, a series of failed attempts, shattered dreams, and unfulfilled promises. You've been fighting for so long, but now the fight feels different, heavier, more exhausting. Your spirit, once unbreakable, is now frail, and every step forward feels like an uphill battle. Doubt gnaws at the edges of your thoughts, whispering that maybe, just maybe, this is where it ends. You stand at the crossroads, unsure of which path to take, whether to continue the fight or to surrender, to let the world swallow you whole. It's in this moment, on the brink of giving up, that you find something unexpected, a deeper, unspoken strength. You've been drowning in the noise of the world, in the expectations of others, and the pressure to be more, to do more. But the truth is, you've been listening to the wrong voices. The world told you that you weren't enough. It told you that you were too weak to face the challenges ahead, that you were destined to fail. But in this silence, in this moment of despair, you hear a different voice. A voice that comes from within. It's the whisper of your soul. The voice that's always been there but was drowned out by the chaos. It says, you were never weak. you were only growing. The realization hits you like a surge of electricity, jolting you awake. You were never meant to be perfect. You were never meant to sail through life without a single storm. Every failure, every setback, every moment of doubt was not a reflection of your weakness, but an opportunity for growth. You've been like a seed, buried beneath the weight of the earth, struggling to push through, struggling to find the light, and now, as you begin to rise, you realize that you were always destined to bloom. The struggle was never your enemy. It was the very thing that prepared you for greatness. The chains that once held you down begin to crumble, one by one. You feel the weight lift, and with it comes an overwhelming sense of freedom. You realize that the only thing that ever truly held you back was your own fear. The fear of not being good enough, the fear of failing again, the fear of facing the unknown. But now, in this moment, you understand that fear is not a weakness. Fear is a signal. It's the reminder that you are on the cusp of something greater. Fear is the spark that ignites the fire within. It's time to stop running from it and to embrace it. You stand tall, feeling the storm inside you calm. The winds that once threatened to tear you apart now push you forward, like a mighty force driving you toward your purpose. Every obstacle you've faced, every painful lesson, has been shaping you into the person you are meant to become. You are no longer the person who doubts their worth. You are no longer the person who second guesses their strength. You are the person who knows exactly who they are and what they're capable of. The path ahead is not easy, but you're no longer afraid. The journey is long, but you no longer feel like you're walking alone. You've discovered a hidden power within, a strength that was always there, waiting to be unleashed. You've learned that the struggle was never a sign of weakness. It was the fire that forged your character, the hammer that shaped your soul, the pressure that turned you into a diamond. And now, as you stand in the light of your own power, you realize that you are unstoppable. You have emerged from the storm, stronger and wiser than ever before. The doubts, the fears, the failures, they no longer have the power to define you. You are not the sum of your struggles. You are the sum of your resilience, your courage, and your ability to rise time and time again. You are not just surviving, you are thriving. In this moment, you are reborn. You are the person you were always meant to be, and nothing, not even the world itself, can take that away from you. You are the embodiment of your own strength, and you've only just begun to tap into your full potential. The best version of you has arrived, and nothing will ever hold you back again. The storm may still rage around you, but you stand firm, knowing that you are the one who controls your destiny. You have discovered your inner power, and you will use it to create the life you've always dreamed of. The journey ahead may be uncertain, but one thing is certain. You are ready. You stand at the edge once more, but this time, it's not the world that you fear. It's the war raging inside your mind. The external battles are nothing compared to the war within. The fight that no one else can see. The fight that no one else can understand. You face physical challenges, you faced emotional wounds, but now the real enemy rises from within. The voices in your head, like a chorus of demons, whisper their poison. You can't do it. You're not strong enough. You'll fail just like you always have. They taunt you, they mock you, and they tell you that this time, the storm inside you will swallow you whole. But it's in this moment, as the darkness closes in, that you realize something powerful. You are the one who has been feeding these demons. You've given them power over you, allowed them to take root in your mind, convincing you that they are the truth. You've let these voices dictate your worth, your path, and your potential. The demons wear many faces: doubt, insecurity, fear, but they are all the same, and they all seek to destroy you. But here's the truth you've been avoiding. They cannot control you unless you let them. Your heart races as you stand at the precipice of fear. The storm clouds inside you churn, dark and thick with uncertainty. The voices scream louder now, mocking your every move, reminding you of every past mistake, every failure, every moment you doubted yourself. You'll never be enough. You'll always be a disappointment. You're destined to fail. These words echo in your mind, each one like a dagger aimed at your soul, each one meant to keep you small, to keep you hidden in the shadows of your own potential. But you know something now? They do not own you. You take a breath. The air feels thick with the weight of these fears, but you refuse to let them consume you. You've heard their lies before, you've listened to them, let them sink deep into your heart, and you've let them dictate your every move. But this time, something is different. You have found your strength, the same strength that pushed you to rise when they tried to break you. The same strength that has carried you through every storm now rises within you like an unshakable force. You will not let these voices win. The battle is not out there, on the outside, where they can see you struggle. No, the real battle is within you. It's the war between your self-doubt and your self-belief. It's the fight between the lies you've told yourself and the truth that you have always known deep inside. That you are worthy, that you are capable, that you can overcome anything. The war is not in the external world, not in the criticisms of others, not in the judgment of the past. It's within your mind, and it's time to fight back. You begin to see the demons for what they truly are. Shadows, nothing more than illusions that lose their power when you stand up to them. They are not real. They are the product of your fears, your insecurities, your past mistakes. They are not truths, they are the lies you've allowed to take root. And now you see them for what they really are. Powerless. With every breath you draw in the strength you've found, you let it fill you, let it flood your body like a wave, washing away the doubts and fears. The storm clouds inside you begin to clear. The voices grow fainter, less powerful, until they are nothing but distant echoes of a past you have already overcome. You begin to see the light within you, the light that was always there, waiting for you to discover it. And then you fight. You don't fight with fists or weapons. You fight with the power of your mind, with the clarity of your purpose. You confront your fears head on, no longer running from them, no longer letting them control your thoughts. With every step forward, you reject the lies that have held you captive. You are not weak, you are strong. You are not a failure, you are a warrior. You are not unworthy, you are deserving of everything you desire. These affirmations are the weapons now, and with every word, you push back the demons that once had a hold on you. The battle rages on, but you are no longer afraid. You know that fear is not your enemy. Fear is your teacher, your guide, showing you where you need to grow, where you need to heal. The demons, the voices, the doubts, they cannot defeat you, because you now know the truth. You are your own greatest weapon. The strength you've been searching for has always been within you. You've only had to look deeper, trust yourself, and believe that you are capable of overcoming anything. As the storm inside you clears, you stand in the calm, victorious. The demons have been defeated, not by force, but by your refusal to listen to their lies. You are no longer defined by your fears, your doubts, or your insecurities. You are defined by your courage to stand up and fight, to refuse to give in to the voices that seek to tear you down. This battle is not over, but you are no longer fighting it alone. You are not fighting to survive, you are fighting to thrive. And with every battle you win, you become stronger, more powerful, more unshakable. The demons may return, but you will not fear them. You have already won the war. And now you will live your truth, unburdened by the lies that once held you captive. You are free. You are unstoppable. As the days pass, a quiet transformation begins. The echoes of the battles fought within, the wars waged against doubt, fear, and insecurity have begun to fade. But in their place, something new is taking root. Confidence. It is not the kind of confidence that comes from external validation, nor the kind that boasts of achievements to the world. This is a deep, unshakable confidence, one that comes from knowing who you are and what you're capable of. It is the quiet strength that grows from within, like roots pushing through the earth, unseen but powerful, ready to support the greatness that is about to unfold. It starts small, these victories. At first, they are barely noticeable, a moment of clarity, a choice made without hesitation, a step taken without fear of falling. These small moments accumulate, gradually building momentum like the first drop of rain in a storm, growing into something unstoppable. You start to realize that you are no longer the same person who once stood at the edge of despair. The challenges, the failures, they are no longer seen as obstacles, they are stepping stones, each one pushing you higher, each one strengthening your resolve. You begin to see the changes in your life, subtle at first but undeniable. The way you carry yourself is different now. There's a new fire in your eyes, a quiet but powerful confidence that others notice, whether they admit it or not. You are no longer the person who was afraid to speak up, afraid to take risks, afraid to fail. You are no longer bound by the fears of what might happen if you try and fail again. Now, failure is nothing more than a lesson. Now you embrace the challenges, knowing they are the path to your growth, the very things that will lead you to victory. The critics, the doubters, the naysayers, they still exist. They still lurk in the shadows, waiting for you to slip, to stumble, to prove them right. But now they no longer have the power to shake you. Their words bounce off you like raindrops on a stone, leaving no trace. Their attempts to tear you down are nothing more than background noise in the symphony of your life. Where they once planted seeds of doubt, you now plant seeds of conviction. Where they once sought to break you, you now rise above them, using their criticisms as fuel to power your journey forward. The failures that once seemed like insurmountable walls are now mere obstacles to overcome. Each failure is met with determination, not despair. You no longer see it as the end, but as part of the process, an essential lesson on the path to success. Where you once saw defeat, you now see opportunity. You have learned to take the hits, to fall and rise again, stronger each time. Every setback is simply a chance to reassemble yourself, to come back more focused, more determined, more powerful. The victories begin to pile up, one after another, small at first, but growing in significance with each passing day. The moments that once seemed impossible to reach, the dream that once felt so distant, are now within your grasp. It's as if the universe, recognizing your newfound strength and unwavering resolve, begins to conspire in your favor. Opportunities that once felt out of reach now seem to open before you. People who once ignored you now take notice, drawn to your energy, your drive, your determination. The world begins to see you for what you truly are, a force to be reckoned with. And through it all, you remain grounded. You know that your success is not due to luck or chance. It is the result of your resilience, your hard work, your refusal to give up. The foundation of your empowerment is built on every struggle you've overcome, every demon you've faced and conquered, every fear you've turned into courage. You are not the same person who started this journey. You are no longer bound by the limitations of your past. You have risen, and in rising you have discovered a power within you that is unstoppable. They thought you were defeated, the voices in your head remind you, but you were simply reassembling yourself. And in that reassembly, you have become more than they ever could have imagined. You have become the embodiment of strength, resilience, and unwavering determination. You are not just surviving, you are thriving, building the life you always knew you were capable of. Every victory, no matter how small, is a testament to your transformation. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to demonstrate just how far you've come. The path is not easy, but it's yours to walk. The critics will always be there, the failures will come, but now you face them with unwavering resolve. You know who you are, you know your worth, and that is all that matters. The rise is not just about external success, it's about the internal transformation that has made you unshakable. It's the quiet strength that comes from knowing you have the power to shape your own destiny. It's the realization that no matter how many times life knocks you down, you have the power to rise, to rebuild, and to reclaim your place in the world. As you continue to rise, you begin to see something extraordinary happening. The world, which once seemed so impossible to conquer, now feels like a stage for you to shine. The victories will keep coming, and with each one, you'll grow stronger, more confident, more unstoppable. You are no longer the person who doubts their worth. You are no longer the person who is afraid of failure. You are the person who will never stop fighting for what you deserve, and nothing, no one can stand in your way. This is your time. You have risen, and now, nothing can stop you from claiming the life you were always meant to live. The time has come. The moment you've been waiting for, the moment you've been silently preparing for, when the ones who tried to break you will see exactly who you've become. For so long they doubted you, mocked you, underestimated you. They thought they could crush your spirit, that they could silence you with their words and actions. They saw you as weak, as a failure, as someone destined to remain small and insignificant. But now everything has changed. You have risen, and they are about to witness the power of your transformation. You've spent so long in the shadows, fighting your battles in silence, growing stronger with each challenge. They never knew what you were capable of, never saw the fire that burned quietly beneath the surface, and now they will see it. The very people who once belittled you, who laughed at your dreams, who tried to break you, will now be forced to face the truth. You are no longer the person they tried to destroy. You are a force to be reckoned with, and you are standing right in front of them, unbreakable, unstoppable, and stronger than they ever imagined. The air crackles with tension as you walk into the room. The faces you once feared, the people who mocked you and tried to keep you down, are now staring at you, unsure of how to respond. They are used to seeing you cower, to seeing you question your worth. They are used to you being the underdog, the one who would always fall behind. But now, everything has shifted. The tables have turned, and they are the ones who should be afraid. The confrontation begins not with physical blows, but with the power of your presence. The confidence you exude is palpable, like a force that fills the room, pushing back against the negativity that once surrounded you. You stand tall, shoulders back, eyes burning with the knowledge that you are no longer the same person who was once at their mercy. You are no longer a victim. You are the victor. And the moment they realize that, the power dynamics shift in an instant. They thought they could tear you apart. They thought they could push you down until you broke. But now, it's them who are on the defensive. Their eyes dart around, unsure of how to react, unsure of how to handle the person you've become. The truth is too powerful for them to ignore. They tried to break you, but they failed. And now they must confront the person who has emerged from the ashes of their attempts, stronger, more determined, more powerful than ever. You look at them, unflinching, your voice steady and filled with the power of your journey. The person you tried to destroy is standing in front of you, you say, your words cutting through the tension like a blade. And I'm stronger than you ever imagined. Their faces fall, the smugness replaced by confusion, disbelief, and perhaps a hint of fear. They thought you were weak. They thought they could erase you, wipe you out, and leave you with nothing. But now, they see that you are more than they could ever comprehend. You are not the person they thought they knew. You are a force in your own right. a person who has overcome every obstacle, every insult, every challenge thrown your way. And now, it's time for them to reckon with the consequences of underestimating you. This moment is filled with intense emotional highs, anger, betrayal, satisfaction, and empowerment, all swirling together as you face your former oppressor. But beneath it all, there is something more: redemption. You are not here to prove anything to them. You are not here to seek revenge for what they did to you. No, this moment is about something far more powerful. It is about reclaiming your worth. It is about showing them, not with violence or anger, but with your very presence, that they were wrong. They were wrong about you. They were wrong to think they could break you. And now, they must live with the truth. The power shift is undeniable. In the past, you would have been the one silenced by their words, the one afraid of their judgment. But now the tables have turned, and they are the ones who must reckon with the truth. You are the one who has risen. You are the one who has grown, who has fought and conquered, who has become everything they said you could never be. And as you stand before them, you realize something powerful. Their attempts to break you were never about you. They were always about them. They were trying to destroy your light because they were afraid of what it represented. Your strength, your resilience, your power. But now, that power is undeniable, and they have no choice but to face it. The confrontation intensifies as you continue to stand your ground, unshaken by their disbelief or attempts to belittle you. This is your moment. This is your redemption. You've fought too hard, come too far, and endured too much to let them diminish your worth any longer. You are no longer the person they tried to control. You are no longer the person they thought was destined to fail. You are the person who has conquered their own demons, who has faced the darkness and emerged victorious. As the confrontation draws to a close, the realization settles in. The power has shifted. You are the one in control now. You have reclaimed your strength, your purpose, and your place in the world. And as you walk away from this moment, you know that nothing, no one, will ever be able to take that away from you. You have faced the ones who tried to break you, and now you stand taller, stronger, and more powerful than ever before. They thought they could destroy you, but now you are unstoppable. The power shift is complete. The world will never be the same again, and neither will you. The moment of truth has arrived, and the antagonists are beginning to see what they never could have predicted. They underestimated you. They saw your struggles as weakness, your setbacks as defeat, and they believed that their cruelty would be the final blow. But now, as they watch you rise, as they see your success unfold before them, the weight of their own actions begins to crush them. It is a weight they can no longer escape. They thought they could tear you down, but instead, they've created the very force that will bring about their undoing. You, once the underdog, the victim of their mockery and cruelty, now stand tall as the embodiment of resilience, strength, and triumph. Every victory you achieve, every step you take toward greatness, chips away at the fortress they built with lies and deceit. They tried to destroy you with their words, their actions, their beliefs that you were unworthy of success. But now it is their own fortress that begins to crumble. It is their own mistakes, their jealousy, and their denial that will bring about their downfall. They watched from the sidelines, oblivious to the power growing within you, convinced that you would never rise. They dismissed you as insignificant, as someone destined to fail, and perhaps in doing so, they never expected the fire inside you to ignite. But now, that fire is unstoppable, burning brighter than ever, and their world is beginning to shake under its force. Your success becomes their weapon, a reminder of everything they got wrong about you. Every step you take forward is a step further from their reach, a reminder of how they misjudge your potential. The jealousy sets in. They begin to see what they lost in underestimating you, what they gave up by trying to break your spirit. They can no longer deny the truths. They see you thriving, succeeding, becoming everything they told you would never be. And it eats at them. The weight of their own arrogance, the weight of their lies, starts to break them down. They thought they could build themselves up by tearing you down, but they failed to realize that their foundation was built on a lie that is now crumbling, piece by piece. The poetic imagery of their fall begins to take shape, like a once mighty fortress that stood tall against the winds of time, unyielding and strong, only to be torn apart by its own decay. The cracks begin to show, subtle at first, as their pride and false sense of superiority slowly start to shatter. The very structure they built with mockery, manipulation, and deceit begins to collapse under the weight of their own mistakes. Their arrogance becomes their greatest enemy. The power they once held over you, the fear they once instilled in you, is now the thing that imprisons them. They can no longer run from their own actions. They can no longer hide from the truth of their own betrayal. Your victory, though physical, is far more profound than that. It is an emotional triumph, a conquest of your past, a breaking free of everything that once held you back. As they fall, you rise even higher. Your success is not just a personal achievement. It is the evidence of everything they tried to destroy. The more they try to deny your power, the more their world unravels. Their failure is their own doing, a consequence of underestimating you, of believing they could break you and get away with it. Now they must watch as you take the place they once believed was rightfully theirs. The shift in power is complete. You are no longer the one hiding in the shadows, struggling for a sense of self-worth. You are no longer the one they tried to silence with their cruelty. You have stepped into the light, and now it is they who are left in the dark, fumbling to make sense of their own collapse. They cannot escape their jealousy, their denial, and the weight of their actions. The consequences are inevitable, and their downfall is written in the very things they tried to bury: your strength, your courage, and your unrelenting will to rise above. The protagonist's victory is one of self-liberation, of reclaiming what was once taken, of proving to the world and to the ones who tried to break you that nothing can defeat you. Their power, once seemingly absolute, is nothing more than an illusion. Their fall is not swift, but it is certain. It is a slow, inevitable unraveling of everything they thought they had. They are broken not by your actions, but by the weight of their own mistakes and the reality of their own limitations. As they crumble under the weight of their own lies, you stand tall, unshaken by their fall. Your victory is not just a personal triumph, it is justice. The very things they tried to destroy in you are now your greatest strengths. Their humiliation is inevitable, and in that humiliation you find your redemption. They were never your enemy, they were merely the catalyst for your growth, the ones who pushed you to become something greater than you ever could have imagined. Their fall is the proof of your strength. Their downfall is the consequence of their own actions. And now, as they face the consequences of underestimating you, you realize that you have already won. You are free, you are unstoppable, and they are nothing but a distant memory. The confrontation is over, the battle has been fought, and the dust is settling. What remains is not the person who entered this journey, a mere shadow of self-doubt and fear, but something far more powerful, far more real. You have emerged from the flames of conflict not broken, but reborn. The person you once were no longer exists. In its place stands someone new, someone unstoppable, someone who fully understands the depth of their own power and destiny. You are no longer the same, and the world is about to see what happens when a force like you is set free. For so long you fought to prove yourself. You battled against the voices that told you that you were unworthy, that you couldn't make it, that you didn't belong. But those battles are over. You don't need to fight anymore to prove your worth. You don't need to measure yourself against the standards set by others. You no longer seek validation from the world around you. You are the one who defines your future. The power you've always sought has been with you all along. The moment of transformation has arrived. You have embraced it fully, and now you walk with the certainty that nothing can stop you. The person who tried to break you is now nothing more than a distant memory. The person who doubted your strength, who tried to undermine your dreams, who tried to define your limits, none of them matter anymore. The truth is clear now. Your destiny is not shaped by anyone else's opinion or belief. It was never in their hands to determine. It has always been yours. Every step you've taken, every moment of pain, every setback, every victory, it was all leading to this moment, this realization. You are the architect of your future, the one who will shape the world in your image. You feel the weight of your own potential now, heavy and beautiful, like the rising tide that refuses to be contained. Your purpose is clear, your path is illuminated. The power you once searched for in external validation is now rooted in the unshakable belief in your own worth. You have discovered the truth, that you were never meant to be broken. You were always meant to rise, to rebuild, to transform. Not just yourself, but the world around you. And now that you've embraced your purpose, nothing can stand in your way. Every fear, every doubt, every failure, they are nothing compared to the force that you have become. You no longer need to prove yourself. You no longer need to fight for a place in the world. The world will make space for you. Your energy, your vision, your purpose, they will carve a path where none existed before. You are not just surviving anymore. You are thriving. You are not merely existing, you are living. In your truth, in your power, in your destiny, you are now a living embodiment of your own potential. The world that once seemed so vast and unyielding is now at your feet, waiting for you to claim it. You are no longer bound by limitations, no longer chained by the doubts and fears that once held you captive. You are free. You are unstoppable. And as you take your first steps into this new phase of your journey, you know that you will not be stopped. The power that flows within you is uncontainable, unstoppable, and ready to change everything. The people who once doubted you will watch in awe as you rise even higher. The ones who tried to break you will witness your strength, your success, and your transformation, and they will know, deep in their hearts, that they were wrong. You will no longer fight for their approval. You will no longer seek their validation. You will walk through life as the one who defines what is possible, what is real, and what is achievable. And in that walk, you will inspire others to do the same. This is your rebirth. This is your moment to claim everything that is yours. The world is yours to shape. your future yours to design. You are the creator of your destiny, the master of your own fate. And now that you have awakened to your true power, you know that there is no force in the universe that can stop you. You will not be held back. You will not be defined by anyone else's limitations. You were never meant to be broken. You were always meant to rebuild the world in your image. This is your time, your moment, your journey. And you will not stop until every dream, every vision, every possibility you've ever held in your heart is made real. Because you are unstoppable. You are the force that the world has been waiting for. And nothing, no one, can stand in your way. The future is yours. The power is yours. The world is yours to create. And as you step forward with confidence and purpose, you know that nothing will ever be the same again. You have become everything you were always meant to be. You are reborn. You are unstoppable. And this is just the beginning. As the story draws to a close, the protagonist stands tall, reflecting on the journey that has brought them here. The road has been long and fraught with challenges, but through it all, they have learned the most powerful lesson of all: resilience. The battles they fought, both within themselves and against the forces that sought to break them, were not just tests of strength. They were opportunities for growth. Now, as they look back at everything they've overcome, they see not a story of survival, but one of transformation. A transformation into someone unshakable, unstoppable, and fully aligned with their true self. And it is in this moment, with all of their experiences now woven into their being, that they leave their final message. Resilience isn't about how much you can take, they begin, their voice filled with the wisdom gained from each struggle, each moment of doubt. It's about how much you can rise, how much you can keep going when everything in you screams to quit. It's about the strength to face every challenge with unwavering determination, to stand up time and time again when the world tells you to fall. It's not about never breaking. It's about how you rebuild yourself after you do. They pause for a moment, allowing the weight of those words to settle in, to resonate with the audience. The message is simple but profound. True strength comes not from avoiding pain or hardship, but from embracing them, from using them as stepping stones to reach higher ground. The protagonist, now fully aware of their own power, knows that the journey is never truly over, but it is no longer a battle. It is a path of purpose, a mission to fulfill their destiny, to live fully in their truth. They continue, their words a reminder of everything they've overcome and everything the audience can achieve as well. You are not defined by the struggles you face. You are defined by the strength you find within yourself to overcome them. The world will tell you that you're not enough. It will try to break you, to hold you down, but you are not what they say you are. You are not your failures, your mistakes, or the voices that tell you that you're not worthy. You are the person who rises. You are the person who turns every setback into fuel, every failure into wisdom. You are not just surviving, you are living, breathing, and thriving in your truth. The protagonist's gaze is steady, their words cutting through the air with the clarity of someone who has finally realized their own worth. Every challenge is a chance to show the world who you really are. Every obstacle is an opportunity to build the life you've always wanted. And no matter how many times you fall, you will always rise again. Because you are unstoppable, you are powerful, you are worthy of every dream you dare to chase. The message shifts to hope, to the belief that anyone, no matter their past, no matter their circumstances, can rise above the darkness and emerge victorious. We all have the power to transform, to turn the pain into purpose, to use every setback as a springboard to success. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't have to wait for the world to give you the green light. Your time is now. Take what's yours. The world doesn't need more people playing small. It needs you, the real you, the unbreakable you, the one who is ready to step into their power. There is a sense of finality in their words, but also an undeniable call to action, an invitation to everyone who hears their message to take control of their own destiny. They couldn't break you. Now they will be broken. Because the power you carry within you is stronger than anything they could ever throw at you. The world is waiting for you to claim what's yours. Don't hold back. Now is your time. The final message is clear, a rallying cry for everyone who has ever been told they weren't enough, for everyone who has ever doubted themselves, for everyone who has ever faced adversity and felt like giving up. You are enough. You are strong. You are destined for greatness. And with those final words, the protagonist fades into the future, knowing that they have not only transformed themselves, but inspired others to do the same. The audience is left with the certainty that they too can rise, can conquer, and can claim their place in the world. The battle is over, the victory is theirs to take, and now it's their time to rise and shine.